start at 6:30, just 2 minutes when the video is ready. Ready? Great. Enjoy your dinner. So, I guess everyone know me, but for those who don't know, I'm Mia Lu. I'm the president alongside Tiffany Roberts. Hi. Yeah, so today I will present over this meeting with Tiffany and Marie joining. We are if you can see from our agenda. So I just checked with Vito that we have a quorum for today's meeting. So that's great. The agenda has been sent out via email. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda? No? Great. Then we can move on to the second item. Our second item is a vote on the bylaws revision. As discussed during last PA meeting, we have revised our bylaws to align with current regulations and our practices. We will be voting on these revisions today. During our last PA meeting, Kim, the chair of the revision committee, presented the proposed change. But before we vote, once again, I'd like to invite Kim to present the revision. Okay, welcome, Kim. Yes, she's the incoming group president.
Hi, everybody. And we did go over this last month, and basically, as we discussed, we made very minor changes. Our treasurer updated a few things because the accounting has changed a little bit since COVID. We were able to do a few more things online, but we had updated our bylaws after the last update from Chancellor's regs. So basically, anything we were doing was we were just adding in if we forgot to put a co-president or co-VP, they were minor, except for, like as I said, anything that Ken thought would bring things to be a little bit clearer for accounting. So, does anybody have any questions about the bylaws? All right, then I'm going to hand it to Mia for a vote. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So then, is there a motion to move to, I have a motion. Okay, yeah, second. Okay, second. Great. Any discussion? No? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Great. Okay, I think the motion is carried. The bylaws revision is now officially accepted as the new bylaws of the Tech Parent Association. Congrats. We have our second item, third item.
Yes.
Yes, is the treasury report. Okay, welcome Ken, our treasurer.
So while Mia is doing that, I don't have anything fancy, just my typical slides. Sorry for the technical difficulty. So for the month of May, our revenues increased by $31,000, and you can see the breakdown. About 2/3 of that came from the gala, and the remaining came from the annual period. Our expenses also increased by $23,000 and to $331,000, and you can see the breakdown from the slide. Basically, I'll just go through them really quickly. They include the funding for Mr. Newman, gala expenses, diversity initiatives such as the Caribbean that took place on June 8th, plus hospitality and some other minor expenditures. Our year-to-date May revenue exceeded the expenses year-to-date basis, so we ended up with a net income for the month of May of $15,000. However, we are anticipating a deficit of approximately $80,000 by the end of June because I just got a check a few weeks ago for $75,000 in conjunction with the Alumni Foundation for the faculty grant, as well as $70,000 for the merchandise purchases that we just placed available ahead of the open house in August. So we're looking at a deficit of approximately $80,000. That's my crystal ball. Our cash at the end of May was $495, give or take $1,000 in the bank, and with the deficit anticipated, we're probably looking at $400,000 by the time we close June. Okay? Any questions, comments? Go ahead. Hi.
Hello. What is the deal with the $1 million check from Senator? Are we getting that?
Okay, the $1 million check from Senator Chiu. Maybe maybe I'll let Mr. Newman take that down the road because she didn't make it out to me, so and I did not. She's not in my district. I don't feel like talking to her. So, any questions on the budget? I'm sure Mr. Newman will touch upon that. Any questions on the year-to-date actual? If not, I would like to welcome our audit committee. We had an audit conducted earlier this month, and 3 non-PA members and 3 PA executive board members joined us. And Priscilla, one of our audit members, she's going to deliver the report to you guys. So, thank you.
Hi everyone, Priscilla, a parent of a freshman, Nicholas, along with two other parents, I believe both freshman parents as well, Amanda Severy and Sandy Yearn. We met on June 4th to basically conduct a review of the Brooklyn Tech PA's accounting as well as spending procedures for the year from July 23 through May of 24. So that's the period that was covered. Through this review, we looked into different categories, including budget, financial reports, financial procedures and controls, bank accounts, reconciliation, as well as an examination of the books and records. We had a few questions as well as a few recommendations, which will be taken into consideration where appropriate. But based on our review, which happened on June 4th, we found that the books and records are in order and up to date, and that the Brooklyn Tech PA is in compliance with its annual provisions for the expenditures. So thank you for giving us an opportunity to review the books and processes.
Thank you so much.
So I just want to say a few things about the audit. Those individuals that joined the audit committee, if they can ever come together again, I'm sure they're going to put the big 4 accounting firms, BNY, PwC, KPMG, or Deloitte. I'm sure that the 6 of them can put all those 4 out of business. So thank you again. Okay, so I'll try to be as quick as I can. We have to get the budget approved in order for us to fundraise for the starting in the month of July. So, by the way, when we met with the executive board, the budget was approved unanimously by the executive board, but we need approval from the general audience tonight. So, let me just say a few things. My goal is to reduce the deficit as much as possible without sacrificing what we have been giving to the kids, to the students, to the faculties, and to the Brooklyn Tech community, basically. But we gotta be diligent. So my goal is to reduce the deficit, if all possible, eliminate the deficit. Like I said a number of times, I don't work with deficits at work, and it's kind of depressing for me, 2% deficits for the PA, but anyway, this is life. So the detailed proposed budget was sent to you earlier today, and for the next school year, we are projecting revenues of approximately $390,000 and total expenses of about $445,000, resulting with a deficit of 55. So it's smaller than what we're going to see this actual school year, but it is still a deficit. So just a few words. We fund the deficits with our cash reserve. And I said it before, we don't have the privilege to print US currency. We do not have the privilege to issue bonds, so we rely on what's in the bank to make the PA functional. Okay, so you can see approximately 8% of our expenditures are devoted to our talented students here in Brooklyn Tech. The rest are funding and essential PA operating expenses. We gotta pay the CPA firm to do our tax returns. We gotta pay a couple of things to keep the PA running. Okay. So now I would like to highlight some of the major spending items anticipated for next year. The first three items, totaling $180,000 of funds dedicated for classroom enrichment, which will further the education experience of our kids, and such as the teachers' wishes, it's also part of it. And plus funding and fundings for clubs and teams for extracurricular activities. We will continue to sponsor college fair for our juniors, Navions for the benefit of the entire school, and freshmen and seniors will each get approximately $15,000 from the PA for various supports. So moving to number 8, even though the parent-teacher conference conversation is short, but the PA is paying approximately $6,000 for the platform. Hospitality will continue to host breakfast dinners with Mr. Newman, as well as light refreshment, light dinner, whenever we meet in person. And I just want to say that, we would all like to say a thank you to our teachers. So I think it is only the right thing to do to host a teachers' appreciation meal during the school year. So if you want to say thank you in person to your teachers, please come and volunteer. Okay? And we believe that diversity will only make Brooklyn Tech stronger and better, and we have money dedicated for that initiative. Okay? And last but not least, we will continue to support the college process, which however way we can, and we will continue to sponsor the summer writing workshop in the foreseeable future. As long as we have the money, we'll do it. So, any questions, comments? Yes?
Hi, I just had a question about how do you plan to offset the deficit? Like, is it planning to increase revenues and where, or expenses or
How do I plan to what? I'm sorry?
How are you going to offset the deficit?
Okay, like I said before, we have some cash in the bank, and I'm looking at $400,000 to end the school year. Okay?
No, I'm just asking, like, are you reducing it, like, for next year? Like, are you planning to increase revenues or do cuts?
We increase fundraising revenues. We also have ideas in terms of how to further increase the revenues. But I would love to have $1 million, but that's in my dreams. But we have to be realistic sometimes, and we're going to be a little bit more proactive in terms of fundraising. So hopefully we'll get to offset that 55,000 deficit. I don't like to see deficits in my career, especially for the PA. So we have cash in the bank, but we need the cash to keep the PA running, because we don't get $390,000 at the beginning of the school year. It comes in a staggered stage, but we need the money to keep the PA running over the summer. I got bills to pay starting in July. So, any other comments, questions? If not, can I move it to vote? So, without any further ado, can I have a motion to vote on the budget, please? Kim, can I have a second? Shani? Okay, so maybe we'll make it a little bit easier. Does anybody oppose to the budget that I just presented? No? All approved? Yes?
Yes.
Good. So I guess my job is done. Have a nice summer. Thank you.
Okay, so the motion is carried. The new budget accepted as the budget for next school year. Thank you, Ken. So I think the next one is Mr. Newman, Q&A and report. Thank you.
First of all, I saw a line item in there that just said, Principal Newman, $10,700. I never got that money, Ken. Where is it? Just to let you know that there is a principal discretionary fund that I use every year to get staff appreciation gifts that I give to them at the end of the year. This year, I guess I can reveal this, but they don't know yet, so keep it quiet. I'm recording this. They got Brooklyn Tech sweatshirts, like zip-up sweatshirts that have the new mascot on them. So, whatever. Anyway, so that's what that line is to get them something. It's something that we can't do with our budget. The $1 million check. So the $1 million check, it's real. It was a big check. A big check, as you probably know, is not real, but it looks good. But there is a real amount of money behind that. Just to give you a little bit of information about when we get donations from government entities and whatnot. And it happens periodically, usually from different entities over time. This is the biggest check that we've gotten in a very long time. It is earmarked for the Foundry, and so really it's not to be determined by me or anybody else how, by me a little bit, what the Foundry is going to look like, but it's exclusively all the money has to go for the renovation of that site. I do have, I got last year $500,000 also from the Foundry, so now we got $1.5 million. It's going to cost a lot more than that. The $500,000 was just literally to get a floor in there, to get like 4 walls and a floor, to start utilizing the space in some ways, and this will help. But also, so you know, just in practical purposes, when any government entity gives you an amount of money, usually it takes about, I would say about 6 years before you actually get that money. And that's not like a joke, that's just the way it is. And so what happens is you get the money, and then you go in a queue, and then all of a sudden when you're up next on the queue, they're like, okay, and then you get 30 days to spend the first dollar. If you don't spend the first dollar of the $1 million in this sense, you go back to the bottom of the line and wait like 6 years. So you have to be ready with a plan, of which I think we have, but we have time to really make that plan like gel and work together. So it's not going to be, $1 million for next year and to see the Foundry all of a sudden being used. It is really down the road. So sorry about that, but the money is real and it will come. It will come in eventually, but maybe you're not in your Brooklyn Tech at that time, or maybe not in my minute. Okay, what else do I have to talk about? I don't know. And so some of you were at graduation. It went pretty well as far as graduations go. And that was that's the smallest class we've had in quite some time. At somewhere around 13, 20. And so next year is a pretty large class at like 15, 60. So it's going to take a lot longer to read all of those names and whatnot. I just think it's very important to read each kid's name. I think it's very important for each kid to come across stage. I think it's very important for each kid to shake my hand. And, that's 2 hours of graduation. So be it. And so every student should have a moment. And so it's nice to see them shaking my hand or whatever, walk across stage. On the Jumbotron, we can get a picture of it and whatnot. I think that's one of the benefits of doing graduation at Barclay Center, and surely we're going to do that. I mean, there's many graduation in city schools that are a lot smaller than ours that literally say, well, graduates stay, and graduates, all graduates sit. Like, I'm not doing it. So for those who persevere in graduation, congratulations. Anyway, what else? End of year stuff that I have to make you aware of. Orientation is going to be the Wednesday and Thursday before students come back. So that would be the Wednesday and Thursday. It's like Mary, you should know the dates. What is it? The 26th and the 20th? Oh, okay. You sure about that? Are you really? Okay. 20th, 29th, that should be a Wednesday, Thursday. It'll be in 4 total sessions, a morning, afternoon, So they ceded running orientation pretty much completely to the students in student government. And I mean, there was very little we did. I mean, sure, I got on stage and made a few speeches, but they told us what to do, when to do it, and we just listened to them. And this year, for next year, it's going to be even more so. They're literally running the entire show, which is great. So, yeah, so that's that. Any questions? Questions?
Random questions, because I'm looking at this, there's plaques on here. Is that like a fundraiser? Like, if people pay?
I think she's asking about the plaque on the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Money to put a plaque
you
on?
know, I'm not even sure. From what I understand, it's exclusively been offered to alumni. But yeah, they pay a set amount of money to like an alumni foundation, and then they get a plaque on the thing. It doesn't mean that you guys can't maybe wait and make up that deficit thing. Just saying. Yeah, so maybe you could sell some of the parents' wine. But yeah, that was like. It was really big years and years ago. Most of these plaques have not been put up in the last decade. There's also the courtyard. We were selling bricks in the courtyard. We were going to redo it, but there's a lot of work going on in there now, so that sort of stopped. But they sold a bit of bricks, but there'll be a selling of the bricks. But both those endeavors have been through the Alumni Foundation. Yeah. And they do, roommating and other things that have happened for higher price points and whatnot. So ideas over the years to raise revenue. Questions? More questions? All right.
It's really hot in here.
Yeah, sorry about the lack of air conditioning. And we're doing testing upstairs in the library, although you were doing that. So yeah, I think I'm done. And so we're going to.
Present yeah. So we have awards for our EVO member Shirley Ben. Let me read it. So yeah, Shirley Ben is an outstanding PA EVO